Guys, friendly reminder that Adventure Time, The Amazing World of Gumball, and Johnny Test all aired on Nickelodeon in Germany. That means they are all technically eligible to be in Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl too. Sorry, that's just how it works. Listen, if you can't handle the idea of a Giga Chad like Bling Bling Boy making it into Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, just unsubscribe from the channel. I don't know what else to tell you. Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is a decent, but very underwhelming game, that could have been so much better. The main problem with the game was its lack of content. There was barely anything to do in the game, and as a result, the game suffered from a severe lack of replay value. It was far from a bad game, but it wasn't a game that I would sit down and play over and over again either. Very recently though, a sequel has been announced for the game, and let me tell you, it looks like a massive improvement from the first game. I always felt that if a sequel to Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl were to ever be made, it would be much better than the first game. The first game would act as a stepping stone of sorts for a much better game, and I'm happy to say that there's a very strong chance that that might be the case. For starters, the trailer for the game features various new characters in it. The most prominently featured newcomers in the trailer are Squidward Tentacles and Jimmy Neutron, but Raphael and Donatello also make small appearances in the trailer. In the first game, Leonardo and Michelangelo were the two playable Ninja Turtles, with Raphael and Donatello nowhere to be found. Perhaps in this game, all four of the turtles could be playable. Either that, or the game could be a reverse of the first game, and have Raphael and Donatello be playable, but not Leonardo or Michelangelo. The final confirmed newcomer so far doesn't appear in the actual trailer, but is instead featured in the promotional artwork for the game, and it is none other than Vlad Plasmius, from Danny Phantom. We'll go into more detail about him in a little bit. The game also features voice acting and items, both of which weren't present in the first game at launch, and were subsequently added in via later updates. This was one of the biggest criticisms that the first game received, as the lack of voice acting and items contributed to the somewhat lifeless feel that the first game had. They were eventually added in, but by that point, it was far too late. Whatever interest people had in the first game was already long gone by then. So it's good to know that for the sequel, both of these things are present from the very beginning. The most interesting thing about this game is that it features a story mode of sorts. This story mode is shown very briefly in the trailer, but apparently, it involves the Nicktoons trying to stop Vlad from destroying the Nicktoon multiverse. It's honestly really impressive that they've added a story mode into the game, as that's not something that a lot of Smash Bros clones have. Granted, I don't know that many Smash Bros clones, but to my knowledge, Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion was, for a very long time, the only Smash Bros clone to have a story mode. In addition, there are more alternate costumes for the characters. In the first game, each character only had one alternate costume, and that's it, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, except that the costumes were kind of lame and underwhelming. Some of the costumes were decent, but they would have been better if we had also gotten additional costumes. Well, it seems like that's another improvement that this game has. Let's use Squidward as an example. You have his default outfit, his Band Geeks outfit, a painter outfit based on the episode Artist Unknown, and handsome Squidward. Having extra costumes for the characters would again make the game feel more lively. Overall, the game looks absolutely fantastic, and a massive improvement from the first game. We started with a great concept, which was a Nickelodeon Smash Bros game, and we got a decent, but underwhelming game out of it, which was the first Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl. But that underwhelming first game acted as a sort of stepping stone to a much better game, which would be this game. I criticized the first game for not feeling like a celebration of Nickelodeon history, in the same way Smash Bros felt like a celebration of, not just Nintendo history, but gaming history as a whole. But there's a very good chance that this sequel could have that celebration of Nickelodeon history feel that the first game was missing. Putting characters from less popular Nicktoons into the game would definitely add to that. Here's hoping that Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2 gives us that great Nickelodeon Smash Bros game that we deserve to get. And as we get closer to the release of the game, as more new characters get revealed, things will only get better. Now that Jimmy Neutron is in the game alongside SpongeBob and Danny Phantom, all we need now is a certain buck-toothed pink hat wearing boy to make it in, and then everyone will have finally been reunited. If you know, you know. If you enjoyed this video, and you want to see me cover any future updates for Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl 2, such as new character announcements and whatnot, then be sure to like the video, and if you're new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing, as it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.